Let the hum of electricity fade. Let the steel and glass of the modern city dissolve into the shimmering heat of the desert. Transport yourself back 4,000 years to the cradle of civilization. You are standing before the towering blue Ishtar Gate of Babylon. The air smells of spice, dried mud, and the sweat of thousands of merchants. This is the richest city in the world. Gold flows through these streets like water. Yet, amidst the opulence, you see beggars. You see slaves dragging heavy stones. You are here to meet Arkad. He is known simply as the richest man in Babylon. He was not born a king. He was a humble scribe who carved clay tablets for a pittance. Yet today, the king himself seeks Arkad's counsel on matters of the treasury. How did he bridge the gap between poverty and empire? He discovered the laws of gold. Most men labor all their lives to earn gold, only to watch it slip through their fingers like fine sand. They are sieves. They catch the water, but they cannot hold it. They blame the gods. They blame their luck. They blame their masters. Arkad sits before you in his courtyard, draped in purple robes. He looks at you with eyes that have seen the rise and fall of fortunes. He speaks the first and most absolute law. A part of all you earn is yours to keep. This sounds simple, perhaps too simple for your sophisticated modern mind. But do not be deceived. This is the ritual of the 10th coin. When you earn 10 coins, how many are yours? All of them, you say. You are a fool. The shopkeeper owns a part of your earnings, for your clothes. The landlord owns a part, for your shelter. The grocer owns a part, for your food. You are a slave working for everyone else. You pay the shoemaker, the baker, the tax collector, and what is left for you? Nothing. Arkad commands, for every 10 coins you place in your purse, take out for use but 9. The purse will start to fatten at once, and its increasing weight will feel good in your hand and bring satisfaction to your soul. This is the law of paying yourself first. Before you pay the electric company, before you pay Netflix, before you buy a coffee, you must pay the CEO of your life, you. You must tax yourself. 10% is the minimum. It is the seed. If you eat the seed corn, you will never have a harvest. This 10% is not for spending later. It is not a holiday fund. It is your capital. It is your soldiers. Every gold piece you save is a slave to work for you. Every copper it earns is its child that also can earn for you. If you would become wealthy, then what you save must earn, and its children must earn, that all may help to give to you the abundance you crave. You must treat this 10% as if it does not exist. It is sacred. It is the golden kernel. If you are starving, you do not touch the kernel. If the creditors are banging on the door, you do not touch the kernel. Why? Because without the kernel, you have no future. With the kernel, you have the beginning of an empire. The ritual of the 10th coin changes your psychology. When you have gold in your pocket that you do not spend, you walk differently. You have a spine. You are no longer living on the edge of the abyss. You have a buffer. Do not say, I cannot afford to save. You cannot afford not to save. The physics of the purse are strange. When you live on 9/10ths of your income, you will find that you manage just as well as you did on 10/10ths. The universe adjusts. The unnecessary expenses fall away. Today, you must make a vow to the spirit of Babylon. I will pay myself first. If you earn $1,000, keep $100. If you earn $10, keep $1. It is not the amount that matters. It is the habit. The habit creates the vessel. If the vessel is broken, the rain cannot fill it. Seal the vessel. Keep the 10th coin. Affirmations of the 10th coin. I am the master of my treasury. I pay myself first. A part of all I earn is mine to keep. I build my fortress of wealth 1 coin at a time. I value my future freedom more than temporary pleasures. I am the beginning of a great financial empire. Chapter 2. The Chains of Necessary Expense. The second law of Arkad deals with the enemy within. Control thy expenditures. You say, but I need all my money to live. Arkad laughs. Yesterday you said you earned too little. Today you earn more, and yet you still have nothing. Why? Because of the law of lifestyle inflation. That which each of us calls our necessary expenses will always grow to equal our incomes unless we protest to the contrary. Do not confuse your necessary expenses with your desires. This is the trap of the modern age. You think you need the new phone. You think you need the streaming service. You think you need the brand name clothes. These are not needs. These are desires masquerading as needs. The chains of necessary expense bind you to the treadmill. To build an empire, you must study your habits with the eye of a hawk. You must carve into the budget. Look at your life. Where is the money leaking? The $5 coffee, the subscription you don't use, the dining out because you are too lazy to cook. These are the holes in your ship. Arcad advises, therefore, engrave upon the clay each thing for which thou desireth to spend. Select those that are necessary and others that are possible within the 9/10 of thy income. Cross out the rest and consider them but a part of that great multitude of desires that must go unsatisfied and regret them not. You must learn to say no to the present so you can say yes to the future. This requires the stoic cut. Be ruthless. Do you want to look rich or do you want to be rich? You cannot be both in the beginning. The man who looks rich spends his capital on trappings, clothes, cars, watches. He is a peacock. The man who is rich spends his capital on assets. He looks simple, but he owns the land the peacock walks on. This chapter is about budgeting, but budget is a weak word. Call it the war plan. Your money is your army. You are the general. If you send your soldiers into battle, spending, without a plan, they will be slaughtered. You must direct every dollar. You go to food. You go to shelter. You go to the vault. Do not feel restricted by the budget. The budget is not a cage, it is a shield. It defends your purse against the assaults of your own whims. It liberates you from the anxiety of running out. When you control your expenditures, you sleep well. You know exactly where you stand. Respect the 90%. Live beautifully within the 90%. If you can live on 90%, you are free. If you need 110%, you are a slave to the lender. Break the chains. Affirmations of control. I control my expenditures. I distinguish needs from wants. I am the general of my money, commanding it with precision. I live freely and happily within my means. I reject the slavery of lifestyle inflation. I build a wall of discipline around my treasury. Chapter 3. The Army of Golden Slaves. You have saved the 10th coin. You have controlled your expenses. Now you have a small pile of gold. What do you do with it? Do you hide it under the mattress? Do you bury it in the garden? No, that is dead gold. The third law of gold states, make thy gold multiply. Gold is prolific. It loves to breed. One coin, if invested wisely, produces another, and that child produces another. This is the miracle of compound interest. Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world. The Babylonians knew it first. Arcad compares gold to an army of slaves. Behold, thy lean purse is fattening. You have disciplined yourself to leave therein 1/10 of all you earn. You have controlled your expenditures to protect thy growing treasure. Next, we will consider means to put thy treasure to labor and to increase. Your money must work harder than you do. You have physical limits. You need to sleep. You need to eat. You get old. Your money does not sleep. It does not eat. It does not tire. It can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for eternity, but you must find it employment. In Babylon, they loaned money to the shield maker to buy bronze, and he paid it back with interest. In the modern world, this means investing, stocks, real estate, bonds, business. You must move your money from storage, savings account, to production, investment vehicles. A savings account is a graveyard for money. Inflation eats it alive. You must put it into assets that grow, but heed the warning. Do not seek unrealistic returns. We will cover this in Chapter 4. Seek steady, reliable reproduction. Visualize your coins as workers. When you wake up in the morning, your workers have been toiling all night in the factories of the economy, making you richer. Every dollar you spend on a triviality is a worker you have fired. Every dollar you invest is a worker you have hired for life. This shifts your perspective on spending. A $1,000 phone is not just $1,000. It is $1,000 plus all the future earnings that $1,000 could have generated over 40 years. That phone actually cost you $50,000 in lost potential. Is the phone worth $50,000? Build your army. Start small. One soldier leads to a squad. A squad leads to a platoon. A platoon leads to a legion. Eventually, your army is so vast that its labor pays for your entire life. That is financial freedom. The day your army earns more than you do, you are free. Affirmations of multiplication. I am the commander of an army of golden slaves. I put my money to work, and it multiplies while I sleep. I respect the power of compound interest. I transform my savings into income-generating assets. I am building a dynasty of perpetual wealth. Chapter 4. The Warning of the Brickmaker. You have gold. You want to invest it. Here enters the temptation. A man approaches you. He whispers of a sure thing, a secret deal, massive returns. He is enthusiastic. He is persuasive. But who is he? In Babylon, the student of Akkad made a mistake. He gave his savings to Asmor, the brickmaker, who was traveling to distant seas. Asmor promised to buy rare jewels from the Phoenicians and sell them in Babylon for a huge profit. Akkad asked, "Why would you trust the knowledge of a brickmaker about jewels? Would you go to the breadmaker to inquire about the stars? No, by my tunic you would go to the astrologer." The brickmaker returned with bits of colored glass. The savings were lost. The fourth law of gold. Guard thy treasures from loss. This is the principle of risk management and due diligence. Before you invest, you must protect the principal. Safety of principal is the first rule of investing. If you lose your capital, you lose your army. You are back to zero. It is better to earn a small, safe return than to risk it all on a gamble. Do not trust your money to tricksters and schemers. Do not trust your money to your own inexperience. Do not trust your money to people who are not experts in that specific field. If your brother-in-law wants money for a restaurant, but he has never run a restaurant, do not give it to him. That is the brickmaker buying jewels. If a crypto influencer tells you to buy a coin, but he has no background in finance, do not listen. That is the brickmaker. Seek the counsel of wise men. Consult with wise men. Seek the advice of men whose daily work is handling money. Let them save you from such an error as I myself made in entrusting my money to the judgment of Asmor, the brickmaker. You must differentiate between investing and speculating. Investing is based on data, track record, and value. Speculating is based on hope, hype, and luck. The builder of empires invests. The gambler speculates. The gambler always loses in the end. Protect your downside. Before you ask, how much can I make? Ask, how much can I lose? If the answer is everything, walk away. Build the walls of Babylon around your treasury. Let no thief, inflation, scams, bad decisions, scale them. Affirmations of protection. I guard my treasures with wisdom and caution. I seek the counsel of experts before I invest. I reject the lure of get-rich-quick schemes. I prioritize the safety of my capital above all else. I am a prudent steward of my own fortune. Chapter 5. The Sanctuary of the Home. The fifth law of gold states, make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. In ancient Babylon, many men lived in cramped quarters, paying high rents to demanding landlords. Their wives had no space to grow herbs. Their children had no place to play. Their spirits were crushed by the lack of ownership. Akkad taught that a man cannot be fully free until he owns his own roof. I recommend that every man own the roof that sheltereth him and his. This creates stability. When you own your home, you fix your cost of living. While rents rise with inflation, your mortgage, mostly, stays the same or disappears once paid. You are paying yourself, not the landlord. The payments you make are forced savings, building equity in an asset that, historically, appreciates. But there is a deeper psychological aspect. The sanctuary. A man needs a fortress, a place where he is king. When you own your land, you have a stake in the community. You have a sense of pride. This pride fuels your ambition. To a man's heart, it brings gladness to eat the figs from his own trees and grapes of his own vines. However, apply the fourth law, caution, here. Do not buy a house that makes you house poor. Do not buy a mansion to impress others. Chapter 2. Buy a dwelling that fits your budget, that serves your needs, and that can eventually become an asset. In modern terms, this also extends to house hacking. Can you buy a duplex? Live in one side, rent the other? Now, your dwelling is not just a shelter, it is a business. Make your home work for you. Ownership is a mindset. The renter mindset is transient. This isn't mine, so I won't fix it. The owner mindset is permanent. This is mine, so I will improve it. Apply the owner mindset to your whole life. Own your job. Own your body. Own your mind. Affirmations of sanctuary. I am the Lord of my own castle. I convert my shelter into a profitable investment. I build equity in my own future, not my landlord's. I take pride in ownership and improve what is mine. I find strength and stability in my home. Chapter 6. The river of future flow. You are young now. Your muscles are strong. Your mind is sharp. But the winter is coming. The sixth law of gold. Ensure a future income. The life of every man proceedeth from his childhood to his old age. This is the path of life, and no man may deviate from it unless the gods call him prematurely to the world beyond. Therefore do I say that it involves a man to make preparations for a suitable income in the days to come, when he is no longer young, and to make preparations for his family, should he be no longer with them to comfort and support them. This is the principle of retirement planning and insurance. You cannot rely on your ability to work forever. A day will come when you cannot swing the hammer, or type the code, or make the sale. What happens then? Do you become a burden to your children? Do you beg in the streets? You must dig the well before you are thirsty. You must build a river of future flow. This is a stream of passive income that continues even when you stop. Dividends, rents, royalties, interest. And you must protect your family against your death. Life insurance, a will, a trust. To leave your family destitute is the ultimate failure of a man. It is an act of selfishness to live without protecting those who depend on you. The modern man delays this. I'm only 25. I have time. Arcade says, time is the multiplier. A small coin invested at 20 becomes a mountain of gold at 60. A large coin invested at 50 is just a pile. Start now. Visualize your future self. He is an old man. He is sitting in the sun. Is he anxious? Is he hungry? Or is he secure watching his grandchildren play, knowing his army of golden slaves is paying for his comfort? You are responsible for that old man. He is you. Do not betray him. Affirmations of future flow. I prepare today for the needs of tomorrow. I build a river of income that will flow when I cannot work. I protect my family from the hardships of fate. I respect my future self by saving for his comfort. I am building a legacy that survives death and age. Chapter 7. The sharpness of the edge. The seventh law of gold is the most personal. Increase thy ability to earn. Before you have gold, you have only one asset. You, your mind, your hands, your skills. A young man came to Arcade to borrow money because he wasn't earning enough. Arcade asked, "What have you done to increase your capacity to earn?" The young man complained that he asked his master for a raise but was denied. Arcade laughed. You do not demand a raise. You become worth a raise. This is the law of human capital. To earn more, you must become more. The more of wisdom we know, the more we may earn. That man who seeks to learn more of his craft shall be richly rewarded. If you are an artisan, learn to use better tools. If you are a merchant, learn to find better goods. If you are a coder, learn a new language. If you are a salesman, study psychology. Your earning power is the engine of your wealth. If the engine is small, unskilled labor, the car moves slow. If the engine is massive, highly specialized skills, the car flies. You must be a student of your trade. Do not stand still. The world moves forward. If you stand still, you are moving backward. Invest in yourself. Buy the book. Take the course. Hire the coach. These investments pay the highest dividends because no one can steal them from you. A thief can steal your gold. He cannot steal your skill. And cultivate the desire for excellence. Do not be satisfied with mediocrity. Be the best in Babylon at what you do. The best are always paid disproportionately. The top 1% earn more than the bottom 50%. Sharpen your edge. Hone your craft. Become undeniable. Affirmations of the edge. I am my greatest asset, and I invest in myself daily. I constantly increase my ability to earn. I strive for excellence in my craft. I am always learning, always growing, always evolving. I command a high price because I deliver high value. Chapter 8. The Seduction of the Goddess, Luck. Everyone wants good luck. In Babylon, they prayed to the goddess of luck. They gambled in the gaming halls, hoping for her favor, but they always lost. Arkad teaches, luck is not chance. Luck is opportunity, meeting preparation. The goddess of luck does not hang around the gaming tables. She hangs around the places of action. Men of action are favored by the goddess of luck. Luck is a dividend of sweat. When you work hard, when you save money, when you learn skills, you are building a luck trap. You are creating a surface area for luck to land on. If you have no savings and a great investment opportunity comes, you cannot take it. That is bad luck. If you have savings and the opportunity comes, you take it. That is good luck. The opportunity was the same. The preparation was different. Do not be a procrastinator. The procrastinator kills luck. When the goddess presents an opportunity, she demands a swift answer. I will think about it, says the procrastinator. I accept, says the man of action. The goddess smiles on the bold. Luck often comes disguised as work. It comes disguised as a problem to be solved. The ancient merchant found a flock of sheep at a low price because the owner couldn't feed them. It looked like a burden. The merchant bought them, fed them, and sold them for a profit. Was he lucky? No. He acted. Stop waiting for a lottery ticket. Stop waiting for a rich uncle to die. Create your own luck. Step out of your house. Talk to people. Make offers. Build things. The more you move, the more you bump into the goddess. Affirmations of luck. I create my own luck through preparation and action. I am a man of action, and the goddess favors me. I seize opportunity when it appears. I reject the passivity of the gambler. I am ready for the lucky break because I have done the work. Chapter 9. The Warning of the Brickmaker. We revisit the story of the brickmaker, Asmor, for a deeper lesson on counsel. Information is the most valuable commodity in the world, but bad information is a poison. Advice is one thing that is freely given away, but watch that you take only what is worth having. Everyone has an opinion on money. Your broke friend has an opinion. Your broke parents have an opinion. The news anchor has an opinion. Most of it is noise. Most of it is dangerous. The Babylon Code demands selective listening. Do not take financial advice from someone who is not financially successful. It sounds obvious, but look around. People take fitness advice from fat people. They take relationship advice from single people. They take money advice from poor people. Why? Because it is comfortable. It confirms their biases. The rich man's advice is often uncomfortable. It requires work. See Chapter 1. The poor man's advice is usually comforting. It's not your fault. The system is rigged. Seek the Mathon. In Babylon, Mathon was the gold lender. He dealt with money all day. He knew who paid back loans and who didn't. He knew the laws of risk. Go to the Mathons of the modern world. Read the biographies of billionaires. Listen to the podcasts of successful investors. Get close to the flame, but ensure it is a true fire, not a hologram. And be wary of your own ego. Just because you are good at making bread, your job, does not mean you are good at picking jewels, investing. Humility saves fortunes. Arrogance loses them. Admit what you do not know. Hire the expert. Trust the specialist. Do not be the brickmaker buying jewels. Affirmations of counsel. I seek advice only from those who have proven success. I ignore the noise of the ignorant and the broke. I value wisdom above mere opinion. I am humble enough to learn from the masters. I protect my mind from the poison of bad counsel. Chapter 10. The Mathon Protocol, the Gold Lender. Let us enter the office of Mathon, the gold lender of Babylon. He is the master of allocation. He has gold. People come to him to borrow. He has a protocol for who gets the gold. Category 1, the safe borrower. He has assets, camels, land, worth more than the loan. If he fails to pay, Mathon takes the assets. This is a secured loan. Low risk. Category 2, the earner. He has a job, business, and income. He is honest. He can pay back from his labor. This is an income-based loan, medium risk. Category 3, the dreamer. He has no assets and no income, but he has a great idea and a good heart. Mathon does not lend to him. To lend to such a one is to toss thy gold into the sea. You must adopt the Mathon protocol for your own investments. When you put your money somewhere, ask, is it secured? Is there an asset backing it? Is there income? Does it have cash flow? Or is it a dream? Do not lend money to friends or family unless you are willing to lose it. If you desire to help thy friend, do so in a way that will not bring thy friend's burdens upon thyself. Better to give a small gift than a large loan that ruins the relationship. And realize, gold is cautious. Gold flees from the man who would force it to impossible earnings. If an investment promises 50% returns in a month, Mathon would laugh. He knows that is the siren song of the scam. Stick to the boring, reliable returns. The magic is in the compounding. Chapter 3, not the jackpot. Be a cold-blooded lender to your own desires. If you want to buy a toy, ask, can you pay this back? If the toy is a liability, the answer is no. Deny the loan. Affirmations of protocol. I am a disciplined allocator of capital. I evaluate risk with the cold eye of the lender. I do not throw my gold into the sea of dreams. I help friends without endangering my own stability. I respect the laws of safe and steady return. Chapter 11. The Walls of Babylon. Babylon endured for centuries because it had walls. Massive, impenetrable walls. Armies crashed against them and failed. When the walls finally fell, through treachery, the city died. You need financial walls. You are under attack. Inflation is attacking. Taxes are attacking. Lawsuits are attacking. Accidents are attacking. If you have no walls, your wealth will be sacked. Wall 1, the emergency fund. You need 3 to 6 months of expenses in cash. This is the moat. When the car breaks or the job is lost, the moat stops the enemy from reaching the castle. Wall 2, insurance, health insurance, car insurance, liability insurance. This protects you from the catastrophic blow. One medical bill can wipe out a lifetime of saving. Do not leave the gate open. Wall 3, diversification. Do not have all your gold in one basket. If Babylon falls, have gold in Nineveh. Own stocks, own land, own business. If one sector crashes, the others hold the line. Wall 4, legal structures, LLCs, trusts. Separate your business assets from your personal assets. If the business is sued, they cannot take your home. We cannot afford to be without adequate protection. Do not be an optimist about defense. Be a pessimist. Assume the worst will happen and build a wall that can withstand it. Then you can sleep in peace. The man with no walls sleeps with one eye open. The man with walls sleeps deeply. Affirmations of defense. I build strong walls to protect my financial empire. I am prepared for the storms and sieges of life. I diversify my assets to ensure survival. I cannot be wiped out by a single event. I value security as the foundation of freedom. Chapter 12. The Spirit of the Camel Trader. We meet Dabasir, the camel trader. He was once a slave. He was in debt. He ran away. He was captured. He was stripping for the eunuchs in Syria. How did he become a wealthy free man? He discovered the soul of the worker. As a slave, he had a choice. He could do the bare minimum and hate his master, or he could work hard, prove his value, and gain favor. He chose work. Work is the best friend I have ever known. This is a radical concept. Most people hate work. They see it as a punishment. They try to escape it, retirement. The Babylonian master sees work as a privilege. Work is how you add value. Work is how you build character. Work is how you buy freedom. When Dabasir worked hard, his master trusted him. He gave him responsibilities. He eventually gave him the opportunity to buy his freedom. If Dabasir had been lazy, he would have died a slave. Love your work. Find the nobility in it. Even if you are digging ditches, dig the best ditch in the world. That attitude is noticed. That attitude leads to promotion. And more importantly, that attitude builds self-respect. The lazy man hates himself. He knows he is a parasite. The hard worker walks tall. He pays his way. He contributes. Do not wish for less work. Wish for better work. Wish for more impact. Work is the engine of the gold. Without work, the gold is static. Embrace the grind. The grind is the polisher of the soul. Affirmations of work. I love my work, for it is the source of my freedom. I am a man of industry, energy, and value. I do not shirk my duties, I exceed them. I find dignity and purpose in my labor. I am the friend of work, and work rewards me. Chapter 13. The Tablet of Freedom, Destroying Debt. Dabasir had a secret. He had debts, massive debts. When he returned to Babylon, he didn't hide. He faced his creditors, and he presented them with the clay tablet plan. This is the mathematical formula for getting out of debt while still building wealth. It is the 70-20-10 rule. 70%. You live on this. See Chapter 2. You buy food, clothes, shelter. You do not exceed this. 10%. You pay yourself. See Chapter 1. Wait. Even if you are in debt? Yes. You must keep the 10%. If you pay everything to the creditors, you are still a slave with zero assets. You need the psychological win of seeing your own purse fatten. You need to build the army. 20%. You pay the creditors. You go to them. You say, I cannot pay you all at once, but I have a plan. Every month I will take 20% of my earnings and divide it among you. In time, you will all be paid in full. Most creditors will agree. They prefer a steady stream to nothing. Dabasir executed this plan. Every month, 70 to life, 10 to self, 20 to debt. Slowly, the debt decreased. Slowly, the savings increased. One day, the debt was gone, and he had a purse full of gold. This is the path out of the hole. Do not starve yourself to pay debt. You will quit. Do not ignore the debt. It will grow. Attack it systematically. The 20% is the sword that kills the debt. The 10% is the shield that builds your future. Affirmations of freedom. I am breaking the chains of debt systematically. I honor my obligations, but I pay myself first. I live on 70% of my income with dignity. I face my creditors with a plan and a spine. I am moving from the red into the gold. Chapter 14. The Alchemy of the Free Soul. What is the difference between a free man and a slave? It is not the chains on the wrists. It is the chains on the mind. A slave thinks, what can I do? I am helpless. A free man thinks, how can I solve this? I am capable. Arcad asks, where's the soul of a free man? Does it look at the world and whimper, or does it look at the mountain and start climbing? You must decide which soul you possess. If you have the soul of a slave, no amount of gold will save you. You will lose it. You will seek a master to tell you what to do. If you have the soul of a free man, you can start with nothing, in the gutter of Babylon, and end up as the richest man in the city. This is determination. Where there is a determination, there is a way, not a wish. A determination, a wish, is weak. I wish I was rich. Determination is steel. I will be rich, or I will die trying. When you have determination, the walls get out of your way. Dabasir walked through the desert with no water, chased by camels, near death. He kept going because he was determined to pay his debts and be free. He visualized his wife. He visualized his honor. That vision pulled him through the heat. You will face your desert. The market will crash. The business will fail. You will be tired. The slave soul says, give up. Go back to comfort. The free soul says, keep walking. Find your free soul. It is in there. Wake it up. Affirmations of the soul. I possess the soul of a free man. I am determined to conquer every obstacle. I do not accept the limitations of a slave. I find the way because I possess the will. I am the captain of my soul. Chapter 15. The Legacy of the Golden City. We conclude our journey at the Ishtar Gate. You have learned the ritual of the 10th coin. You have learned to control your expenses. You have learned to multiply your gold. You have learned to guard your treasure. You have learned to own your home. You have learned to ensure your future. You have learned to increase your skill. These are the 7 laws of gold. They are not theories. They are laws. Like gravity. If you ignore gravity, you fall. If you obey gravity, you can build a plane. If you ignore these laws, you will be poor. If you obey them, you will be rich. It is that simple. And that hard. Babylon is gone. Its walls are dust. Its temples are ruins. But the wisdom of Babylon lives. It lives in the skyscrapers of New York. It lives in the markets of London. It lives in every man who pays himself first. You are now a citizen of the Golden City of Wisdom. You have the map. The question is, will you walk the path? Will you plant the seed today? Will you guard the sprout? Will you build the army? Do not let this knowledge fade. Carve it into the clay of your mind. Teach it to your children. The greatest gift you can give them is not gold, but the knowledge of how to make gold. Build your empire, not just for the luxury, but for the freedom, for the ability to stand before any man, king or beggar, and look him in the eye as an equal. The desert wind is blowing. The gold is waiting. Go forth and multiply. Final affirmations of the empire. I am a master of the laws of gold. I build my empire on the rock of wisdom. I am responsible for my own financial destiny. I am wealthy, I am free, I am sovereign. It is done.